Okay, I want to show you guys how I'm going to make this art studio. I'm making an art studio for my daughter. It's all recycled materials. And the idea came about because I used to see a lot of windows lying around on the council clean-up and stuff. And I collected about, I don't know, 5 of them, which I got for nothing. And then the last couple I bought on eBay for like $40 and $50 each. And there's a couple over there. Basically what I was looking for was just 10 or 9 windows that were all roughly the same width, and in this case about 900 wide, and they are all around about 2.1 metres. Cleared an area in here. Hopefully you won't have to do that because that was the hardest part probably. And also because I've cut into the bank, it's going to cause a little bit of stuff with drainage and stuff, so I'm going to put plastic down and everything. But if you've got a flat area, all that stuff will be pretty easy. So I've levelled this area, dug it out, made a provision for put some drain pipes in there later on. Found the centre. So what it's going to be a decigon, 10-sided shape. Each facet is going to be a window, 900 wide. It ends up being about, I don't know, 3.5 metres, 3.3 metres across. So it's not huge, but a nice little spot, get away from everybody, and yeah, found the centre of the area. So yeah, all I've done here is from the centre of the circle, piece of string, marked out the circle. That's to the very outside points of the decigon. So in some places, like here near the tree, it'll actually be a bit, it'll cut through here and won't go so close to the tree. But yeah, so now all I've got to do is get a couple of mates. We're going to form it up. I'll form it up just using this 90mm decking. It'll be just pegged to the ground, you know, in 10 sides all the way around. Put some Rio in there. I'm not even using proper Rio, I'm just using this stuff. I've got plenty of this old fencing that I got from the cleanup, which is... Okay, so now I'm just preparing the formwork. I've cut them into their correct lengths, and I had a drop saw, so I mitered them at 18 degrees and 18 degrees, so that gives me 36 degrees. Like a change of direction of 36 degrees, because there's 10 sides, so that'll bring me back to the start of the circle, 360 degrees. So I'm just screwing them together with these little plates, and then I'll just go around to form the hexagon or decigon. Okay, so the steel's gone in now. For those people that don't know, the idea is that the steel is completely encased within the concrete, so you have to have a gap of, I think it's minimum 50mm or 2 inches all the way around, because if the steel ends up sticking out of the concrete, it rusts and causes the concrete to split. So it's just raised up off the plastic with some little plastic chairs, so that it ends up sort of suspended in the middle of the concrete. Okay, so yesterday we poured the concrete. Sorry I didn't video any of that, but it's just like making a cake. Put a bit of colour in it so it doesn't look too crappy. And yeah, I'll let the rain land on that for a couple of days because it only makes it stronger once it's set. The idea is to keep it wet. Yeah, that's how it went. Okay, there it is with the formwork off. Pretty happy with that. There's a few marks on it from the possums, but can't help that. But you know, cement, you just tip it into the mould and level it as fast as you can, as best you can, and then wait till it sort of locks up a bit. It's still wet, but the sand and everything all locks into position, and then you just float it off with a either a steel float or a wood float for the finish that you want. It's not really that difficult, eh? And I threw a bit of colour on it as well. Today I'm going to lay the bricks over there against that embankment over there to form a retaining wall. All I'm doing today is organising the drainage, and it's ag drain, which is a perforated plastic pipe, and what you do is you just pull the plastic membrane that's under the slab up against the wall, put the ag pipe in there. The ag pipe's got a stocking over it to stop it filling up with sand. Then you backfill it with gravel so that any moisture coming out of the wall here, which there is today, won't flow up against the back of this plastic. Technically it's supposed to just drop down through the gravel and find its way into that perforated pipe, and then it can drain out the end of the pipe. And yeah, everything should be pretty dry inside. If this was a house, you'd go to more trouble than that, but you'd probably paint the back of the wall with bitumen or some waterproof membrane and be a lot more critical of your waterproofing. But in this situation, it doesn't really matter. So that's where we're at. Okay, a fair bit's happened since I filmed anything last time. Pretty much 95% done now. It's all clad, and I'll just run through what I've done as quick as I can. Where the windows joined each other, I just sprayed foam, that expanding foam, out of a pressure pack down the joins, and that filled all the gaps, and so I won't get any insects or drafts in. Then I just covered it with a strip of decking. Except for those ones, I just put some little sort of shingly bits of decking on those ones so it looked a bit better. The roof's just plywood, just cheap plywood, and then I put a couple of coats of waterproofing on it, and then I covered it with these sheets of tin that I had, so that it's sort of just like a shingle effect, I suppose you could say. So the plywood can't get wet, and yeah, the top's perspex. Trouble was, because every window, every side of the Desagon was slightly different size by, you know, a couple of inches, it meant that every piece of the roof sort of had to be custom cut to shape. So I had to put everything up there, mark it out, and then take it down and cut it, and then put it back up. It wasn't just a matter of simple geometry. There's the gravel drain. The roof rafters were just made out of a crate that I found outside a factory, and the guy said I could have it just from a machine that was imported from China or something. And basically all I did was made one triangulated truss there, that one, to give it the strength it needed. So and that just became the centre point. Then I ran these two on this side up to that and just screwed them onto it. And then same on the other side, just ran two up to it, screwed them on. And then I did something a little bit strange, just to save on some of the angles cutting and stuff. I put a little piece in there and just ran a short rafter back from those four. That one, and that one. Spray foam anywhere, and then just cover it with a little strip or whatever you got lying around. Like I said, I'm not trying to make it too fancy, it's very rough. Electricity's on, that's good. Lights, action. Made a little drawing table here that just hangs off one of the window frames, and it just unhooks, and you can adjust the angle of that however you want. Angles you can put it right up like an easel if you like. So that's just because space is a premium, you know, you just got to make everything as small as you can. Yeah, pretty happy with it. Just got to cover up the spray foam and put some curtains or something in to dull down the echoing, and she's done. One thing I forgot to show you was how I supported the roof rafters. I just measured up from the bottom of the window, just under 2 metres on every window, and just put a horizontal saw cut into the frame, back at an angle, and then I just chiselled out the corner of the top of the frame and just jammed the rafter in there and just ran a screw into it. So it's all timber in it, just the window frames are holding it up. So it's sort of rough, but it definitely works. Just jammed this black bitumen foam in wherever I thought there was going to be a problem with spiders or drafts, and also the spray foam. And yeah, that's all it took. Oh, another thing I forgot to show you was just when I stood the windows on the slab, I just got some of this aluminium damp course stuff. It's just aluminium with some sort of bitumen coating that they use for a damp course, and it's easy to fold. You can fold it into any shape. And I just ran that across the slab, tilted the back edge up and the front edge down, and just sat the windows on that, and that forms the the waterproof flashing, I suppose you'd say, in a damp course. So that's pretty simple stuff.